Do you remember the legs we saved from the animated skeleton Gravebreaker? Well, we're finally gonna do something with them. I'm Carrie with Scary Halloween, making props and decor on a budget. There's those legs we saved. Here's the hardware we'll be using. Pause and screenshot this. I'm using a scrap board for the base. This is about 1.5 by 2 feet. I'm also using only one of the 1x5 boards cut to about the same length as the baseboard. You'll need a bracket for the motor, 2 hinges, some fish line, 4 eye hooks, and powering this is a wiper motor and speed controller. I'll post links for these. I started with drilling a hole through the 1x5 board, and on the opposite side I bored a hole only partially through to sink the locking nut later. Now drill holes through the 12-inch PVC pipe, one in the middle and one on the end. Grab a 2.5-inch bolt, place on a washer, then feed it through the center PVC hole. Place on the spacer, then feed it through the 1x5 board hole that we drilled. Place on another washer and a locking nut and tighten enough to secure, yet still allow enough slack for this to spin. Now take off the nut that comes with the wiper motor and place on the mending plate. I did have to drill the hole a little larger to fit the motor. Put the nut back on the motor and tighten securely. Next, drill a hole through the other PVC pipe on each end. Grab the 2-inch bolt and feed it up through the mending plate. Place on a spacer, then feed it through the PVC pipe and place on the locking nut. This connection should be secure but not tight. Now grab the board with a spinny PVC pipe. We're going to connect this to the motor with a 2.5-inch bolt, stack on a few washers, or you could use another spacer. Feed the bolt through the other PVC pipe, place on a locking nut, and again, this connection should be secure but not tight. Now that we have most everything in place, I'm going to secure the motor with a bracket to the baseboard and then place a couple of screws into the 1x5 board to attach it to the base. On to the legs. I removed the hip bones. I'm attaching the hinges to them. Make sure your hinge is positioned to open up towards the motor. I almost forgot to spray paint the base. Let's do that now before attaching the legs. Now that our hinges are screwed into the legs, we can connect them to the baseboard. I placed 2 eye hooks on the ends of the PVC and the eye hook on the back of each skeleton leg. I tied fish line to each leg, tying from the back of the leg to the parallel eye hook on the PVC. To waterproof this, I cover my motor with plastic and place the cords in a Tupperware that I spray painted black. Setting the scene, I used some black wood chips to create a fresh grave. I was careful not to cover up the moving PVC pipes. Happy haunting!